What's good, YouTube? It is your boy Big Cool coming to you from Colossal Sports TV, and I am back with another video. This is the rundown discussing boxing's latest news. First up, Delfine Persoon will be taking on Katie Taylor in a huge undisputed unification bout June 1st on the undercard of Anthony Joshua versus Jarrell Miller. Persoon is 43-1 with 18 knockouts. She is on an astonishing 33 fight win streak. Yes, you heard that right. 33 consecutive victories since taking her one and only career loss at the hands of Zelda Tekken back in 2010, where she was stopped in that fight. It was a rematch of their fight that ended where she won Persoon via disqualification. But this is gonna be an excellent fight, man. This fight is gonna be between two highly skilled women who are obviously 1-1A or 1-2 in the lightweight division. You know what I'm saying? As for Katie Taylor, she is a phenomenal fighter, a phenomenal fighter, man. She is coming off of a ninth round TKO victory over Rose Valente, who was previously undefeated, where she snatched her WBO title from her. Now she holds 3 of the 4 belts. She's the IBF, WBO, and WBA lightweight champion, looking to set claim to that WBC title that Miss Delfine Persoon is holding. My boy 2K from the Prodigy of Boxing Talk, the owner of 3kingsboxing.com, told me, he said, Big Cool, hey, this is a fight I'm looking forward to. They talked about this last night on the Three Kings Boxing podcast. I'll post a link to that in the description below so you can check it out. You know, my boy 2K and Bo was spitting that fire knowledge that you need to hear. But he said, Big Cool. I said, what up, 2K? He said, this the fight right here. This the fight right here. This is a 50-50 fight. I said, who you got winning? He said he leaning toward Katie Taylor, but this fight can go either way. So you already know I got to jump in, do my research, my proper research on these ladies, and get busy with studying film, man, because this is what women's boxing need. They need to be pushed to the forefront. We just witnessed Clarissa Shields become the second undisputed champion in women's boxing. The first is, of course, Miss Cecilia Barakis, who is the undisputed welterweight champion. Shields dominated, beat up Christina Hammer to become the middleweight undisputed champion. And now, Delfine Persoon or Katie Taylor will join those two women I just mentioned as the only women in boxing history to be undisputed champions. This is huge for them. This is huge. Besides the Joshua Miller fight, this is the fight I'm going to be looking forward to the most. Two talented women. Two talented women. These women combined record is 56-1. 56-1 with 24 knockouts. That tell you right there all you need to know. This is going to be a high stakes matchup, from beginning to end. And this is what boxing is all about. Boxing is all about these type matchups. The best fighting the best, you know what I'm saying, to prove that you're the best. And this is exactly what we getting. We're going to get a huge fight. And I look forward to this. I'm going to study more film on these women, in particular Delfine Persoon, who I'm not too familiar with, but I know that, Katie Taylor is a terrific fighter. If she wins this fight, she could be on a collision course with one of the other women all-time greats, Amanda Serrano. So we got to stay tuned for that. Next up, Gennady Golovkin returns June 8th against Canadian Steve Rose. We all know a few weeks ago, Gennady Golovkin, the former middleweight champion of the world, announced that he had indeed, signed a deal with DAZN and will be returning in the summer. June 8th is that date. This will be his first fight since suffering his first career defeat in a rematch between himself and Canelo Alvarez. Looking to get back into the big fight picture. He wants to get his feet wet, potentially at super middleweight. This fight is taking place at a catch weight of 165. While it's not finalized yet, they are in advanced stages of talks to get a deal done, which is expected to be announced soon. And I'll post the links to all these articles I'm talking about in the description box below so you can check it out for yourself. But this is looked at as none other than a tune-up. This is not a great fight whatsoever. It is not a great fight. You look at, Rose's resume, one main name stick out, and that's Damon Nichols. He got knocked out by Jesse Hart a couple years ago. Other than that, you're gonna find it hard to recognize any fighters on his resume. His record is 19-0 with 10 knockouts. He's not a big puncher. He's 5'11", so him and Gennady Golovkin about the same height. But the experience gap and skill gap is just tremendous. And I don't expect this fight to be anything more than just a tune-up for Gennady Golovkin as he sets his sights on the winner of the May 4th unification bout between Canelo Alvarez and Daniel Jacobs. Both guys he share, the ring with. Also, there's a possibility that he could face WBO middleweight champion Demetrius Andrade later on this year. So this fight, while it's meant to serve as a tune-up, is highly disappointing because at one point, he tried to get Brandon Adams, the recent winner of the Contender. I think it was season 5, but Adams chose to fight Jermell Charlo instead, which I understand, you know what I'm saying? Jermell Charlo is the WBC interim middleweight champion, plus he get a bigger payday. Obviously, he's going to do what's best for him to secure his family financially. And, Hassan Endom, a former middleweight champion, had been mentioned as well and would have been a much, much better fight than the one we're getting between Golovkin and Rose. But for whatever reason, that fight fell apart. And now, he will be meeting Rose at a catchweight of 165. So technically, this is a super middleweight fight that, we're going to see how Golovkin looks. This is a fight that is expected to be just one-sided to the fullest extent. Not much is known about Rose, but, obviously he's good enough to get an opportunity with Gennady Golovkin, and we're going to see if he can, take full advantage of it. If not, then, it'll be just what it is. A whitewash, a easy victory for Gennady Golovkin, and it'll just be another fucking stopgap until he gets a big fight between the guys I just mentioned. Finally, Eleider Alvarez versus Jesse Hart is set for June 15th in Las Vegas. This fight, we reported on this months ago, but it didn't have a date or a venue attached to it. Now we have a date and a venue. It will take place on the undercard of the Tyson Fury fight versus, I don't know the guy's first name, but his last name is Schwartz. And this is a true crossroads fight, between these two guys. Eleider Alvarez dropped the ball when he fought Sergey Kovalev in his rematch. I mean, he was completely nullified. He was completely outboxed, outclassed, and it showed. But he's looking to prove that, maybe that was just a bad night as he takes on the rising in weight Jesse Hart, who came off of a heartbreaking close decision loss yet again to Gilberto Ramirez, who is the current WBO super middleweight champion, but made his light heavyweight debut last Friday against Tommy Karpinski on the undercard of Vasyl Lomachenko versus Anthony Crolla. This fight right here, stylistically, has a chance to be a snoozer, or it can be a exciting fight. Depends on the approach of both guys. We know that Alvarez is a guy who likes to, counter and allow you to come to him. Hart, on the other hand, he's ultra aggressive. Sometimes he can get sloppy in there. He is a skilled fighter, but he's not disciplined. He seems to lack the ring IQ or the plan B, C, and D that you would need against guys of this level in order to be successful. We seen it in his fights with, Gilberto Ramirez. But, hey, Alvarez has proven to drop duds himself. So this fight is truly a 50-50 fight. It is a crossroads fight. Both men need to win to stay relevant. Another loss for either one of these guys could be devastating to their career, to their psyche, and it will put them in a really a career crossroad furthermore, because who are you gonna fight? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get that name of a gatekeeper attached to your name, because people just gonna be like, okay, I got Jesse Hart on my name. That's a respectable win. He was in there with Gilberto Ramirez. I got Eleider Alvarez on my resume. That's an even bigger name because he's been in there with John Pascal, Sergey Kovalev twice. You know what I'm saying? Isaac Chilemba, he's a good fighter. So you know, that's what these guys are trying to avoid. We shall see though, man. We shall see. It's gonna be an interesting fight for both men. And the winner, whoever wins, puts themselves in position to fight another day and have if not a title shot in the next fight, a big fight that will have title implications. So we shall see, man. I'm going to wrap this video up. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you drop those comments in the comment section down below, giving me your thoughts on each and every one of these topics. If you enjoy the content throughout the channel, please hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on to be notified every time I upload content. Share the videos all throughout social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Shout out to the movement and everybody that is moving with us. Be sure to check out 3kingsboxing.com for your latest and greatest updated, unfiltered, and unbiased boxing news and information reported the way it should be. Until next time, I am out. Peace.